right. All right, ready? Let's answer this question first. All right, so we see all this math we're going to do. Yay, yada, yada, yada. Let's move this kind of thing out of the way. All right. Question is, for the result to be equivalent to the original expression, can it be defined at y equals 0? Okay, so about 3 weeks ago, we did things similar to this, and the question was, which one of these answers down below, and it was multiple choice, would make it undefined? Do you remember those questions? Okay, so the question here is similar. It's asking it conversely, though. It says, can it be defined at y equals 0? So here's what you have to do. If I plug in 0 into the beginning of this, or at any point in my work, is there going to be a problem? There is going to be a problem, because if we plug 0 into here, for example, it'd be 9 times 0 to the third power. So then that fraction by itself would be this, which is an issue, right? We can't divide by 0. So the question now is, can it be defined there? The answer is no, it can't be defined. It is undefined at y equals 0. All right, now let's simplify this stuff. When you divide by a fraction, what do? We do two things. Flip and times, right? So we're going to flip the fraction. And we're going to multiply. Okay, I'm going to do this. Let's copy it over. A little more space that way. All right. Now, when we flip in times, how do we multiply fractions then? Don't say flip in times again. We'll be in an endless loop of flipping and timesing things. Yeah. Yeah, tops and bottoms, just like that. You can do that sort of thing. Now, there's another way to do this before we just dive into it that way. We can also do this. We can simplify diagonally or vertically when we multiply, okay? Either way. So when I see that, I would eventually end up with y cubed over y cubed. And it's easier to simplify here before we multiply because we can see the factors easier. We can see what would cancel. Here's what I mean. If I don't simplify now, the top will look like this. The bottom will look like this. It's harder to figure out what goes into bigger numbers, right? You get what I'm saying? Okay, so before we do that, let's simplify here. Remember, we can go vertically or diagonally. So yeah, there you go. I'm looking at these two. Negative 20 over 4. Negative 20 over 4 turns into negative 5 up here. How about 15 and 9? Let's switch different highlighter. 15 over 9.
3 and 5.
Good. You can divide them both by what number? 3. So this turns into 5, and this turns into 3. Now, we have a mess up here. Okay, on the top we have negative 5. Over here we have 5. The variable canceled, it's gone. We have a 3 here. There's nothing left under the 5, but there really is a 1, right? So now we can go straight across. Multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. That's our answer. Okay, now this is a division problem. If we notice the title, right, some of them will just be multiply. So we won't have to flip every one of these. All right, let's see if we got it right. Sweet. Let's do another one. This one's similar. Now it's just multiply. copy this over here real quick. Let's go back and answer the question. And you can answer it from here. So can it be defined at k equals 0? What we're asking is, are there going to be any issues? If we plug in 0 and 0, we'd end up with 0 times 0. That's okay. That's all right. The issue happens when we have a 0 where? At the bottom. All right, good. So can this one be defined at 0? Yes, it can. So let's go back and answer that real quick. All right. From here, the math's going to be the same as last time. Do we have to flip anything? There's nothing to flip. Can we cancel out any variables like on the last one? No. Okay. How about canceling vertically or diagonally? Can we do that? Not canceling, but simplifying, right? We sure can. Let's do these two. -6 and 21. What can they both be divided by? 3. All right, so divide by 3. -2. And 7. How about the other two? Yep. There we go. So we got -10 and 25. Divided by 5, we get -2 and 5. Awesome. Very good. Can we cancel the k squared and k to the 4th? No, right? They're not divided, right? Remember, you can only cancel diagonally or vertically. We can't cancel horizontally. So what happens when we multiply here? Well, here's what we actually have left. Let's write it out. Over 7, -2k to the 4th, over 5. Now we can go straight across, right? Let's do that. Multiply the tops up here. -2 times -2, +4. How about the variables? What will that give me? K to the 6th. Yeah, remember we add the exponents when you multiply. Very good. Some people might be tempted to say 8 there, just by accident. Okay, the bottom, 35. And just to be sure, we want to double check. If we did this part right, we wouldn't have to double check. So, or if we did this part right, we shouldn't be able to reduce this anymore, which we can't, right? The only numbers that go into 4 are 2 and 4 and 1. And the only numbers that go into 35 are 7 and 5. Okay, so there's our answer right there. So not every answer will have the variables canceled. Not every answer will be a division one. These two kind of problems are all the kinds you're going to see. All right, you want to try this one now? And this will be all for today. This is all we're doing.